If this doesn't amaze you, I'm not sure what will. Google recently unveiled a brand new AI tool that has the potential to put real money in your pocket, and the best part is that it's free for anyone with a Gmail account. If you don't already have a Gmail account, it takes just a few minutes to set one up at no cost. Even more surprising is that almost no one seems to be talking about this. In other words, you have a rare opportunity to jump in right now before everyone else catches on and create a reliable source of passive income. I've tested this tool repeatedly, fine tuning the process to see what it can really do, and I've discovered a method that can bring in thousands of dollars each month without any complicated steps. Today, I'm going to walk you through the process step by step so you can start earning as soon as you're ready. Let's get right to the main point. The new Google AI tool I'm referring to is called Notebook LM. It's part of Google's growing line of AI innovations and stands apart from many other AI systems because it can take whatever text, article, or video transcript you provide, analyze it, then generate a conversation that sounds like two people having a spontaneous, natural dialogue. So if you've ever imagined starting a podcast, an audio show, or any format that involves people talking, this is a dream come true. You can create an entire conversation about any topic, and it will sound shockingly realistic. Before I explain how exactly we'll use Notebook LM to make money, let me describe how to sign up. Go to notebooklm.google.com and log in with your Gmail account. If you don't have one, you can just make one by clicking Create Account. Once you've signed in, you'll see an option to start a new notebook. Think of a notebook as a workspace where you can upload or link to content, like a Google Doc, a web page, or even a YouTube video. The AI will then study whatever source you give it and produce a detailed conversation or summary. If you've ever tried an AI before, you'll notice that Notebook LM is a bit more specialized. It's designed to simulate two-person discussions, which is incredibly useful if you want to create something like a podcast. Here's the incredible part. You can upload a piece of text or link to a website, click a button, and get a fully formed conversation that runs for 10 or 20 minutes. The voices it generates are entirely synthetic, of course, but they sound natural enough that it feels like two experts or two friends genuinely talking about your topic. Picture yourself taking a famous novel, a trending news article, or even a random blog post, pasting it into a Google Doc, uploading that to Notebook LM, and having the system produce a talk show like conversation. There's no writing, no voice acting, and no special equipment needed. That's pure automation, and it's easy to see the potential to turn this into a moneymaker. Now, let's talk about how to monetize. First, we'll discuss using a traditional website or blog, which is the method I recommend for beginners. Then we'll move on to how to harness YouTube's new podcasting features. And finally, how to integrate your content into mainstream podcast platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. By the end, you'll have 3 different income streams you can tap into with minimal extra effort. Step 1, once you create your Notebook LM account and see how it operates, is to decide on a niche or a topic. If you already have interests or areas you're knowledgeable in, that's a good place to start. Perhaps you're passionate about fitness, technology, personal finance, or even self-help. Maybe you'd like to focus on famous literature or historical events. Any of these subjects can be turned into a conversation-based AI podcast. The advantage of picking something you enjoy is that you'll have a better sense of which articles, resources, or references are high quality, and that leads to more compelling AI-generated dialogue. On the other hand, you can pick a niche solely based on popularity and earning potential, like consumer electronics, Amazon finds, or business tutorials. The choice is yours. Let's say you choose self-improvement. You could grab a summary of a popular self-help book, or even a chapter from it, and paste it into a Google Doc. Then you upload that Google Doc to Notebook LM, click Generate Podcast or Deep Dive Conversation, and in a minute or two, you'll get a script that runs for at least several minutes, typically sounding like two hosts chatting about the key lessons from that text. You can preview it, maybe regenerate if you don't like the angle, or if it's missing something, you can add more info to the source doc. Then, once you're happy with the result, you have an audio file, or at least the data, that you can download from Notebook LM. That's your starting point for your new podcast or audio content. The second step is to create a website. I usually suggest doing this via Hostinger because it has a great balance of affordability and reliability. They often run special offers where you can grab a domain name for free if you commit to hosting for a year. It'll only cost you a few dollars a month, and you can set up a WordPress site with one click. A WordPress site is excellent because you can easily install plugins and themes that help you rank on Google display your content nicely, and even add membership options or digital products down the line. Once your WordPress site is up, you can create a blog post for each new AI generated discussion you create. You simply embed or upload the audio, use a plugin that manages podcast episodes, and write a quick introduction to that episode. That introduction is where you can place affiliate links or relevant ads. The reason this method works so well is that Google's algorithm tends to favor sites that publish consistent, high quality content. If you're pumping out new episodes every few days, you'll gradually build up your site's authority. Over time, when people search for topics like best self-help tips or summary of book name, your site might appear in the search results. People click, listen to your AI-generated conversation, and read your summary. This is where you can slip in affiliate links. For example, if you're talking about a particular product or a book, you can link to it on Amazon. Every time someone buys using your link, you earn a small commission. If your site gains enough regular visitors, you can also display ads through networks like Google AdSense or Ezoic. As your traffic grows, these ads can pay you a few $100s a month and eventually even more, all from content you didn't personally write or record. Another angle to explore is to create top 10 lists within your site. Top 10 ways to lose weight, top 10 gadgets for remote workers, top 10 life hacks from best-selling authors, and so on. You can compile or embed the AI conversation in that post, or you can let the AI specifically create a conversation about the pros and cons of each product or technique. People find that sort of back and forth commentary engaging, and you can insert affiliate links for each item or reference you mention. The next step after you've gotten the hang of the blog approach is to leverage YouTube. That's step 3. YouTube recently introduced a special tab or category for podcasts. This is a big deal because it's an indication that the platform wants to promote such content. Early adopters typically get a boost from YouTube's algorithm when they utilize new features, so if you can combine the AI audio from Notebook LM with a simple static image or stock footage, you can turn it into a video-based podcast for YouTube. The process is straightforward. Create a simple design in Canva that might say, Episode 1, Life-Changing Money Tips, or Episode 5, Overcoming Anxiety. Then, in your video editing software, place that static image on the screen while you overlay the AI-generated audio. You can even cut in some free stock footage from Pexels or Pixabay if you want to keep the visuals more dynamic. Upload it as a podcast episode on your YouTube channel. Over time, as you accumulate episodes, you might get enough watch time and subscribers to apply for YouTube's partner program, letting you earn ad revenue. That's another income stream on top of the one from your blog. But that's not all. The fourth method is to tap into the massive audience on traditional podcast apps like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. You can do this by using a free service such as Anchor.fm, now part of Spotify for podcasters, to distribute your show. Once you've got your AI-generated conversation, save it as an audio file, upload it to Anchor, give it an episode title and a short description, and Anchor will automatically distribute it to major podcast platforms. It won't cost you a cent. As your downloads grow, you can eventually earn revenue through paid podcast ads or sponsorships. Typically, sponsors are keen to place ads in shows that have a focused topic or loyal audience. So picking a niche you can consistently produce episodes about might help in building that following. You might be wondering how quickly you can earn significant money. That depends on how frequently you upload episodes and how well you optimize your content. If you manage to produce a new AI conversation every day or every other day and release it across your website, YouTube, and podcast platforms, you'll be flooding the internet with searchable, audible content. That repetition and consistency are key to building momentum. The best part is that you don't have to write scripts, do voiceovers, or spend hours editing video. Notebook LM does the heavy lifting for you. All you're doing is feeding it the raw information you want it to talk about. One major piece of advice is to pick topics that you know people are actively searching for or that have high-paying affiliate programs. For instance, if you focus on personal finance or technology reviews, the CPM, the amount advertisers pay per 1,000 views, can be higher and affiliate commissions can be larger. Alternatively, if you're drawn to health and fitness, you can find countless supplement or equipment affiliate programs. Some people like to create content about software tools or business services because they have recurring affiliate commissions. The possibilities are nearly unlimited, given that the AI can talk about anything you feed it, be it an article, a YouTube video transcript, or a random blog post. Another advantage is that you can keep up with trends. For example, if there's a major news story or a newly released gadget everyone's buzzing about, you can quickly gather some background information. drop it into a Google Doc, feed that into Notebook LM, generate a conversation, and upload it as a hot topic podcast. If you're one of the first to create content about it, you could receive a lot of traffic from people searching for that trending subject. That's how some channels and websites manage to explode in popularity overnight. Let's also address potential issues like copyright concerns. Notebook LM is basically analyzing and discussing the content you provide, which generally should fall under fair use if it's summarizing, critiquing, or commenting on a piece of text. However, you should still be cautious about using large verbatim chunks from copyrighted works that are not in the public domain. If you're summarizing a book that's still under copyright, it's typically safer to do so in a way that transforms the content, focusing on the main points or a critique rather than just reading entire chapters out loud. The AI conversation format naturally helps with this because it's not reciting huge chunks verbatim, it's having a discussion, which is more akin to commentary or review. Make sure to read up on fair use guidelines and disclaimers to be certain you're not violating any policies. As for actually growing your audience, the best approach is cross promotion. Link your blog in your YouTube descriptions and direct your website visitors to your YouTube or podcast. Provide social media handles if you have them. Encourage your viewers or readers to sign up for an email list or newsletter. That way, every time you publish a new episode, you can let them know. Over time, you'll build a loyal following that wants to hear your AI-driven conversations because they find them both informative and entertaining. Some might wonder if AI-generated voices will turn people off. Honestly, AI has come so far that if the content is good, many people don't mind or sometimes don't even notice that it's synthetic. Some advanced AI voice solutions produce near-human intonation and flow. Notebook LM specifically is geared more towards generating text and a conversation script, though Google's directions suggest it's moving toward producing actual audio as well. Even if you only get the conversation transcript from Notebook LM, you can feed that script into an AI voice generator like 11 Labs, Murph, or Speechify. Then you can produce an MP3 that you upload wherever you want, and that leads to yet another revenue possibility. If you're comfortable with some extra steps, you can refine or customize your AI conversation script. For instance, you can insert calls to action like, by the way, if you're interested in losing weight, check out the link in the description for the best meal planning software I have tested. That means you can place affiliate ads right within the dialogue. People listening might hear the recommendation and decide to click the link in your blog post, YouTube description, or podcast notes. This technique subtly merges marketing with your AI conversation, increasing potential conversions. It's also wise to keep an eye on your analytics. Watch which episodes do well. Are episodes about personal finance generating more clicks and affiliate sales than episodes about novels? Is your health and wellness series outperforming your technology reviews? Use that data to guide future episodes. The more data you gather, the better you can tailor your content to what your audience wants. If you find a particular subtopic that goes viral, produce more episodes in that area. This iterative approach helps you find a profitable niche quickly. In terms of how soon you can see results, that largely depends on consistency and your promotional tactics. Some people might see modest earnings in a month or two, while others may need 6 months to a year to build a big enough catalog of episodes or to start ranking in Google search results. The same goes for YouTube. Some channels blow up in weeks, others gradually gain traction. The big advantage is that you're not spending hours writing or recording. You can create multiple episodes a week with minimal effort, letting you scale rapidly. Each additional piece of content is another chance to be discovered, so it's all about volume and steady improvement. Finally, it's important to keep realistic expectations. While it's absolutely possible to reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars per month with this method, it doesn't happen automatically just because you used AI. You still have to put in some effort to choose good topics, set up your blog or channel properly, and occasionally refine your approach based on analytics. However, once you have a system in place, the maintenance is fairly low compared to traditional content creation. That's the true allure of AI. It multiplies your efforts without multiplying your labor hours. And that's about it. Google's Notebook LM is a phenomenal opportunity, but the trick is actually using it rather than just hearing about it. If you only create 1 or 2 episodes and don't follow up, you won't build enough momentum to make substantial income. The people who push themselves to produce content consistently release episodes across multiple platforms and smartly integrate monetization methods like affiliate links, ads, or sponsor mentions are the ones who could be looking at a few hundred to a few $1,000s a month within a reasonable time frame. If you found this script helpful or you have any questions, don't hesitate to share your thoughts. I'd love to hear about any success stories or even the hurdles you might face. The important thing is to get started. Don't wait for a perfect moment, just pick a niche, set up your hosting, create a blog, feed some text into Notebook LM, generate that conversation, and start sharing it. Over time, you'll learn what works best and you'll be able to refine your strategy so that you're making the most of every piece of AI generated content. That's it for now. Thanks for reading. I hope you're as excited about this as I am. Make sure to keep an eye on Google's developments as well, since Notebook LM might get updated or gain new features that make it even more powerful. The earlier you start, the more you stand to benefit. Take care and best of luck creating your AI driven content empire.